Monday evening. The boys are back in town. Football is back. Premier League is back for its week after its international break. Big headlines of the week. Ten Hag still in the job. It's got to be the shocking headline.
He made it further than you predicted.
He made it further than I predicted. Although it was looking like my prediction was spot on come the beginning of the international break. But well done to him for sticking around long enough to get over that. Don't think he's going to make it to the next one. But hey, we'll see how it pans out. How you been, boys?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Cannot complain. Obviously, Chelsea lost over the weekend, which I'm sure we'll get onto, but we didn't embarrass ourselves. We're still looking like a football team, so I'll take that as a win. Gino, how you doing, my man?
Oh, that's a horrible segue. And you just threw him under the bus there by saying Chelsea didn't embarrass themselves and then went, hey, Gino, how
did not mean to do that. I do apologise. That was not nice. Okay, we're off to a flyer. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in.
Thank you everyone for watching. Yeah,
all right, that's our show. Thank you. Tune in next week to see what else Matty says.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we'll cover hopefully a bit more football next week.
That's why he wasn't here last week. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right. That's right.
No.
Wow.
Well, listen, fellas. There's a lot going on with sports right now with me, so there's so much to say. But other than that, I am doing okay. I have a job that I like, and
well, that's about it. I have one positive.
A personal life that I like. My sports teams, all of them, just
suck.
So bad.
Yeah, just that one part of my life that is kind of important.
That gives me joy other than my marriage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good save, by the way, on the marriage line there, by the way, if she's watching. That was a great save.
Facts. But no, how you feeling, Gary? I mean,
I'm doing okay. I'm pretty happy right now. Pretty happy. Things are looking good for us. We're not setting the world on fire, but we're plugging away.
Not yet.
Still hasn't quite come together, but it's getting there. We're winning. We're winning ugly, if you like, but winning big games. This was an important game after the international break. Chelsea, always a tough game. So to come out of that normally always a tough game. Sorry, Matty. Depending on which Chelsea side turn.
Not in previous years, yeah, but I feel like this year we seem to have a little bit more about us. Yeah,
about you.
Not to give up on Chelsea though. Chelsea look damn good sometimes. It's not the end of the world at all.
Yeah, I feel like even though we lost this, we didn't look bad. Like it's not as if
you only lost by one goal. That's a great accomplishment for them right now.
It's not as if we left a bad account of ourselves, especially with Liverpool are so nicely ticking over. Like if you'd have offered me a 2-1 loss against Liverpool at the beginning of the season, I'd have absolutely bitten your hand off. So I'm not going to sit here now and be like, we should have, should have. Yeah, I'll take it. We're still building, so I'll take it. But yeah, Gary, you got to be pretty happy, mate. Sitting top of the table.
Top of the table, 1 point clear. Van Dijk's in new contract talks. I mean, it's all good. It's everything's starting to look really good for Arne Slot and for us. Nobody got injured. Also, international break came and went. No injuries, which is always kind of one of the things that's always happened to us when our players have gone off on international breaks. They all fly back, and it's like, oh yeah, Gravenberch just come back with a bad knee, and Curtis Jones has got something. But they all seem to have come back healthy and playing well. Slotted straight back in, and away we went on Sunday. So yeah, happy days. Happy days. I mean, a little bit annoying that John Stones popped up in 99th minute and whatever else and got the win for City. It was like, would have done with that not handing out, but not half as much as Wolves could have done with that.
Let's talk before we segue into the recap of all the games. I actually want to get your guys' input on England, the state of England, how you felt about the matches. I'm gonna go first and how I feel about Italy. Honestly, it was not that mad. You actually saw control. You saw control of the game. You saw the young guys doing what they're doing, even though it was teams like Israel and I felt like we contained Belgium pretty well. Like I'm not really mad. I was actually very inspired, to be honest, because there's a lot of those types of teams and a lot of coaching we've been through, and I'm actually very encouraged right now, and that's shocking coming out of my mouth when it comes to Italy. So right now I am encouraged. I like the pattern we're going to, but that's only this week. Next week could be a different thing. So this is
a week's a long time, and it's
this week
a long time in international football, right? As England have just found out, I suppose, right?
Yeah. This week I'm good. This week I'm good though. I'm happy and I'm encouraged.
In a good place. Good.
Absolutely shockingly disgusting performance against Greece. I'm saying that with air quotes right around that, because I'm not sure what Lee Carsley was doing. Was he committing career suicide, harikari, whatever you want to call it, by going, I don't really want the job. I'm going to play 6 attackers but no centre forward against Greece and just hope.
Listen. It wasn't good.
All
right. It wasn't good. But all I know is we had a brace scored on us by a player who plays for the best club in the world, Benfica, baby. Pavlidis. The Benfica.
He's trying to find his. Where is it? It's like he's looking behind for that Benfica shirt. And it's like
yeah. I know he wears number 28 or something, and he's a pretty good player. That's all I have really. I mean, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to international football, I never get that excited. But I will not lie, and I'm fully aware there's some definite personal bias in this. With Thomas Tuchel being appointed as the England manager. Okay, I'm sorry. No, he hasn't.
Spoiler.
Take that back.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler?
Yeah. If anyone hasn't, if you haven't heard,
if you've been living under a rock,
where have you been? That is a thing that's happened. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really pay as much attention to the international breaks. So I probably should do. I kind of like until it gets like a major tournament. I kind of just zone out. I'm not gonna lie. International breaks just don't do it for me. I don't want to be that guy, but it doesn't.
No, you're that guy now. You're that guy now.
I don't think it's just him. I think most English football fans would be club first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and the international break kind of comes along, and it's just like, as long as our players don't get injured, especially the Nations League, even though it's a good competition and it's great for some of the smaller nations or whatever else, and it's always competitive.
Right.
It still feels like glorified friendlies for some of these, and so it's like, don't get injured. Right. Some of our players, as long as they don't get injured and it turns out okay, whatever. But losing to Greece, obviously for Greece, massive result. They then went on and then. They did a clean sweep because I think they beat the Republic of Ireland like 5 days later. So, they've done the double over it. So go Greece. But, for England, losing to Greece is embarrassing. But then they turn around and beat Finland and then go and in the interim period after Lee Carsley, as I say, just shoots himself in the foot or takes himself completely out of the running for the game, for the job, they go and announce Thomas Tuchel, which I know, Matty, you love the guy. So now he's back in manager. And I don't know if it's. I'm confused though, because obviously being an international manager, it's not that day-to-day man management. Seeing the players day in, day out. You kind of see them for 2 weeks at a time, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how much he can impact on it. It's going to be an interesting one because I think what Gareth Southgate had, because he had seen those players come through from the under-19s, the under-21s, a lot of that he kind of came through the system, so had seen that he saw those players a lot. Whereas Thomas Tuchel was going to get these guys, 14 days every 4 weeks or 6 weeks. Or whatever. So that'll be quite interesting to see what impact he has. But it's a great coup for England football, I suppose, getting a manager of his quality, even if the right wing press over here can't quite get over it. But that's a different matter altogether.
But that's going to be a great thing for them. I think that was like one of the best things England could do. Like, as for a guy that has not only the resume, the track record of teams that are absolutely jack shit to get them out of their situations. I think this is the perfect coach for an England team like this. And this is by far, and I'm going to say this is by far the most talented England team I have ever seen in my lifetime. Like, I've been into sports since I was 9 years old. So I'm even talking about even during the Beckham ages. Like, I seriously, you guys have been on to something for the past 2, 3, 4 years. And you just need a coach, and it comes down to coaching at the end of the day to whip it into gear. You guys have been in it in the top 5. You've been to the final in a Euro. You're so damn close. You're so damn close.
Just needs that perennial winner coach who knows how to get it done. And,
you can't let this window go, though. Like this
not
is
for the squad. You're right.
This is a window, and this is a great move for this type of window.
Yeah, it's a win now move.
Yeah, I agree. Like I always kind of respected like what Gareth Southgate did with us, but it always felt like he was getting to that point where he'd kind of taken the team as far as they were going to go. And you know, like I said, I liked what he did, but it did kind of feel very tactically limited, and like there was only ever so much he was going to get out of this, which, you know, like you said, when we've got this kind of generation of players that we got right now, you can't really afford to kind of squander that. And I just look at, you know, like what Thomas Tuchel has done. He took over a Chelsea side, which was functional, I guess, but was in a bit of an interesting place, and somehow got us to win the Champions League with beating teams like Real Madrid, like Porto, and a Manchester City side in the final who looked absolutely ridiculous. Like, make no mistake, Chelsea had no business winning the Champions League that season. And obviously, I'm absolutely buzzing they did.
Yeah.
But they had no business doing that. So now I'm kind of looking at this couple of England players, and I'm like, if that's what we can achieve in kind of knockout football, that excites me. Obviously, he's got previous with Harry Kane at Bayern Munich, which still feels kind of weird to say, even though this is what his second season over there now. Like, that still feels strange.
Still feels an odd one. Yep.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
And good luck to him, because as you say, you know, with the squad of young England talent that was out there, you know, England are. You're right, G. They've been getting closer, and they've been in some finals. They've been in some, you know, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and stuff. So they're on the edges, on the fringes of just making it. So, you know, with this squad, with this manager, maybe, just maybe. But it's interesting. He only got 18 months as well, because normally, you know, FA tend to just throw 2, 3, 4 year contracts around to our managers. And this guy, he's come in, and I think Thomas Tuchel came in and went 18 months only. Give me like a window of target to work for. And he's like, to 2026, to the next World Cup, let's see. And then depending on where we are. So, you know, I think that's quite an interesting way of going as well. Not going, oh, I'm here for 3 years, because I think sometimes what happens is managers know they're there for 3 years, kind of play to the 2.5, 3 year window. Whereas Tuchel's come in and gone, I've got 18 months to turn this around and win you something. And if I don't do that, you're not giving me another job, and I'm not getting another bucket load of cash. So, you know, it's quite interesting. He's put himself under a bit of pressure as well. So I like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's a signal of intent, like from the get go, right? Like he's got to kind of prove that he's worth his salt, which again, that excites me. That you know, that it feels like the FA are actually kind of being ambitious with this, and that they're thinking like, you know, we know that we're in a bit of a win now mode. We need to start acting like it. And you know, I a lot of me is glad that they gave Southgate the time he did. Like I said, he did a lot for English football, and like I know by the end of it, a lot of people have kind of turned on him. But also, you look at what he achieved and how far we got in tournaments and our record in tournaments previously.
Right.
Opinions really of the guy, you know, opinions of the guy aside, you know, whatever you think of this guy, he got English football in a much better place than it had been in for a good while. So, you know, he's done a lot of the foundation work now. Fingers crossed Tuchel can come over and just tip us over the edge like he did when Frank Lampard set the stage, and then he came as you know, really good.
You never know. As long as we start playing in blue, I guess we'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I doubt that, but you know what I mean.
No, you never know. You
never the whole national team kit. Christ, people
absolutely.
First of all,
Knight would lose their mind.
Play in blue. Oh, forget about
it. Forget about it. Forget about it.
Always forget about it. Always forget about it. All right, so now that I think we're definitely on the right moves, on the right moves up and up. Let's you know what, Peaches? We'll start with you today. Since you're in the chat.
Why not?
Good win. Good win.
Good win.
Good job.
Great win.
Peaches.
At home.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
Mm.
Super Mario. Super
Is
Mario.
that the Mario thing? Yeah.
Yeah. Peaches, peaches. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
listen. That was a tight game till the very end. I bet you were on the edge of your seat. Chris Wood doing Chris Wood things. Let's
In
just
the
be
year
straight.
2024, by
Like,
the way, Chris
Chris
who
Wood
would have
is like,
thought Chris
what's he
Wood
got now?
would be doing this?
Yeah.
How many goals has he got now? He's got to be up there like 8, 6, 7 goals or something. I mean, he's every time I sort of hear about Forest, it's just like, oh, Chris Wood scored again. It's like, how many goals has he got now?
Right. And I don't even know where to go with that one because I didn't think Chris Wood would be good in 2024. So
no.
I just don't know where to. I like I said, it was not an exciting match, but I'll take it considering our home form is shit. Yeah, but at the same time, like you beat a Crystal Palace team that's trying to get out from the garbage.
5 goals I mean, that's form. 5 goals in 8 games.
Yeah. See, I was literally just about to bring up because I know we spoke about him the other week, but I was like, oh, he's literally doing a Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck, same amount of appearances, is also sat on 5 goals. They're both still bossing it at this stage of their career, and I love it. I'm happy.
Fair play. And I love that Chris Wood is still bossing it because Chris Wood he's not your flamboyant, fanciest. He's a bit of a throwback centre forward, isn't he? He's the big number 9. Lump it up to him. He's going to put himself about. He's not that technically gifted compared to others, but he does the job. He's doing a great job for Forest. Hold it. Well, yeah. If they could find somebody who could cross the ball, he'd probably score a lot more. Because I mean, he's just a beast, and he's an old-fashioned guy who just will put the mockers and put the willies up defenders. Just get him the ball, and he'll scare people, and he's doing it. Fair play to them.
Fair play indeed.
They're surprising me because I think I might Forest was the one. I thought we had them down somewhere down the bottom, battling for relegation, but they are flying high right now. I mean, they're top half of the table. Long may it continue.
I mean, easily my second favorite team. I love I love a tradition of Forest as well. All right,
and it's like that plucky feeling, isn't it? It's that plucky. They're coming back. They are still a big squad. They're still a big team, but they're coming back from those dark years or something. So it's great for football. It's great for City of Nottingham as well. But yeah, I think it's a good story. Speaking of good stories, early kickoff on Saturday.
Oh Jesus, we gotta talk about this. Okay,
it was the first game of the weekend. We've got to start there.
Oh no, it's fine. Well, here's the thing. It's still the same lineup. So it's like there's not going to be much when it's still the same lineup, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but this time it was just a 3. It was a 3-3 instead of a 1-2-2-1 and 4 at the back. So it wasn't like terrible, but it was still the same people, and they weren't really moving anybody around. And that's what's been kind of frustrating is Lopanegi is keeping the same lineup, and also the question marks of Fulkenberg. He's going to come back later this year, but that injury and West Ham fans just need to chill out. He's going to be a good player for us, but it's just bad luck right now. And people are like, oh, we regret this signing. I'm like, no, don't regret it yet. It's still early, but I still think I do think overall that this was a game that should have been not only a West Ham win, but a statement win. And I said this 2 weeks ago. I said this should have been because here's the thing. When you have a team that's struggling to find points, struggling to find an identity, all the signings in one room, Lopanegi's got to change stuff up. Lopanegi's got to find – he's had enough time to find all those pieces, and it seems like we're just back to square one. And also that stupid damn red card. Okay – great flopping job with Tottenham. Great flop jobs, man. I did not agree with it. I think it should have been a couple yellows on their team. definitely a yellow with Kudus for reacting, but he was going to get the red card, I think, no matter what. But in that situation, I didn't agree with it. I didn't agree with it at all. But overall, Tottenham took advantage of a team that's struggling, and they made it look easy.
Yeah. And the thing is, that red card, you think, oh, that must have changed the game, and then you realise that red card came pretty late in the game, so it was, the game was
It was in the 60th minute, So
it wasn't like it was early on, and they, but it's, I don't know, it was the archetypal game of two halves as well, where pretty tight in the first half. You 1-1 going in at half time, got a chance, as you say, maybe change things up again, move things around, plug some holes. But then Tottenham came out in the second half, and it seemed West Ham just didn't, and couldn't just get a hand on them, and
not even close, to be fair. It just didn't look like anything.
It looked like something, but things that you can't say on here. Yeah,
it's gonna be it's gonna be one of those games that's a pretty tough one to take for West Ham. Again, obviously, Gino, I remember those messages were pretty fresh in the group chat. I know you weren't overly happy. Like it's always tough when games like this happen. That kind of would be my worry. I think Peaches just pointed out that we are like 8 games into the season now. We're like just under a quarter of the way into the season. At what point, do you start to get worried that like not as much progress has been made as you'd like? Again, there's obviously still a lot of football to be played, and like this might be the turning point. You might have literally like you'll come at it next week and it will just click because you'll learn like, right, that's how it really needs to not look. Let's not do that.
I've seen how not to play. Yeah,
but that's a tough one to take for West Ham for sure.
And especially for a London game as well. A London rival,
a London derby. Yeah, it's still not. It's like I don't even know what to say anymore. Like it's just like people keep saying like Moyes should be. Give props to Moyes, still the best manager in West Ham history. Did so much. It's like no, I'm dealing with another Moyes. That's what's going on. That's what literally is going on. And people are in the West Ham fan base is like 25% of them like just give it more time. 25% are fed up with them. And the rest of the 50% is like Moyes. What's Lopetegui doing? And I'm like, shut the frick up. Like it's
that was the 50% that were trying to get rid of Moyes last season though, right? That's
exactly. And now we want him back. It's like so stupid. Whatever though.
Over it.
It'll come. I feel like football is so like reactionary, right? Like obviously, 8 games is a fair sample size, but people are just so eager to see people getting sacked all the time. And I know it's like it's click worthy, and people are like, oh, like we need results now, and like yes, of course, I get you do, but you guys are still building. Like okay, you're 15th at the moment. There is so much football left to play. Like
big question that though. It's a big question.
I just think you've just got to give people
time. Do you
time.
Give him a season? Do you give Lopetegui a full season?
No, because here's the thing.
If you stay 14th, 15th,
bro, no.
Not really in the relegation battle, but
no, but that's the thing though. This expectation should be top 7. Like we want to get back to Europe. We have the team to get back to Europe. No, if Lopetegui doesn't get it together by Christmas, he's gone.
Oof.
He is good. No, the expectations of this year are too important. You're in jeopardy of losing Kudos next year because of his release clause. Who knows what's going to happen with Paqueta, with Lucas Paquetá as well. Like you have the team to do it now. But
you've got to start putting it together.
You got to start getting it together now. I was all for the Lopetegui move. It wasn't my favorite. I wanted other guys, but I was excited because of the appeal of his name. He brought in some people that were like, oh, I would totally bring in those guys. Oh, I love that they're in this. But now if they don't turn around, now everyone's going to regret it, and it's not going to be anything anymore. I mean, anybody should know this more than Matty. You should know this more than anybody. right?
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, moving on. Manchester United and Brentford. I'm still actually in shock of this game. It looked like Manchester United had some ups and downs this game, but just like teams that want to try to make a statement, try to come back, try to get back on track. This was kind of like one of those games against a very tough Brentford team. I did get red card? No?
No, not in this game.
This
Not
is one
in
of the
this
only
game.
games of the weekend that does not have a red card. I did
Okay.
not realize quite how much had
No, he
kicked
just got subbed off, right? He just got subbed off, but he was mad though, right?
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
there was something he was not overly happy with. He was kicking off,
Yeah.
but no, he managed to avoid the red. So he's done better than a lot of games this weekend. I feel like this is probably going to be a big result for the Ten Hag camp, and this is going to be one of those results that kind of just it keeps things ticking over.
Rolling, yeah.
I know this is like a really weird debate. I'm kind of still of the mind that Ten Hag shouldn't go, just because I feel like the issues at United are just so much bigger than one man. Like, realistically, what changes if Ten Hag goes? Nothing. They're still just stuck in the same cesspit that is United. Also, who is going to what? I know it's always going to be like, oh, there's always that draw of United, but surely at some point people are going to be like, maybe this job is just not great right now. Like,
not great.
I remember when the Jadon Sancho transfer happened, and he was like, yeah, like, of course I want to be at United. I can really make a difference to this club. And I'm like, mate, it's not going to work. And where are we like a couple of years down the line? It's exactly
for Chelsea.
That was an accident. But I feel like this keeps them ticking over. God, I honestly don't mean to do it. I just feel like I bring them up in every single conversation. I really
can't help it.
You do.
You mean it. You know exactly.
This is why we love you, man. That's why we love you.
There you go. Peaches with
I have heard this. I have heard this being rumored about.
I have, and I think it's still a bad idea.
Hard agree.
This is not the type of team that you bounce back with. Man, United is not. If Southgate's going to go anywhere, he should go to a team like Newcastle.
Southgate tried club football management and wasn't very good at it.
Who was he in charge of? Was it Middlesbrough?
Middlesbrough, and I think he took him down 2 divisions near enough, as far as I remember. He was not a
job then.
Because he then went and hid at St George's Park for years and did all his coaching and worked through the system and then did the under 15s, the 17s, the 19s, the under 21s, and then then he got the main job. There you go. He ruined Borough. You're absolutely right, Peaches. He absolutely trashed that. So I mean, he'll get another job somewhere. Why not go and do what Roy Hodgson did? Go and manage Switzerland. Go and manage Turkey. Just do a whole international circuit. Go and do.
You found your niche. You found what you're good at. Just stick there.
Take your waistcoat on a world tour, but
go to Saudi Arabia for all we care.
There you go. Make millions. Why not? You deserve it.
Look what Renard did over there with Saudi. So he could probably do something there.
Absolutely.
But
that would be my suggestion.
I was shocked.
It's a shame. I was rooting for Brentford. I mean, because it was against Man United.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people were. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And I think that if Brentford had gone to United and won, that's possibly. I think that would have been the final straw.
Right.
This maybe is a saving Ten Hag's job for a week kind of result. I think it's in that kind of week to week. Depending on if you get a result, I suppose almost. Is it the result that's more important for United right now, or is it the way they get that result? And I think at the moment it's just get a win.
Yeah, I think it's always going to be results in this scenario, right? And obviously they've come out on the right end of this one. That's going to be all that really matters in a situation like the one they're in right now.
Yeah, 3 points is all they care about. If they start to pick up some more points, will the style of football become more important? I don't think this year they should really care about that, but
facts. Everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
since Ferguson left, it seems like a week-on-week thing, doesn't it?
Bro, this is just like Arteta with Arsenal. I mean, this is literally, or even
Damn.
it's even all the Tottenham coaches, or
All
the
of the
Chelsea
Tottenham
coaches,
coaches.
or the Chelsea coaches. I mean, this is nothing
Under
new.
under
nothing new.
Abramovich, it was like
Well,
same thing.
nothing
yeah,
new.
no one could ever compare to the jeopardy of being a Chelsea coach. Crikey,
I
that
mean, every
we've
4 months
literally
there's
had
a coach.
managers win like
Every
the
4
FA Cup
months.
and get sacked the next day. Like
Next
nothing
day.
compares to being the Chelsea manager. That's
Yeah,
And then you're
you
making millions
nothing,
of
you can't
dollars
do
at
anything
home.
right.
Love it.
Yeah,
different gravy, mate.
different class. Fulham
so
Fulham
great,
Villa.
bro.
What do you reckon? Fulham Villa.
Red
So
card for both sides.
let's be honest here.
Just cards are plenty, right?
There's 5 red cards in the whole poll weekend, right? These are two of them. These are two of them.
You had one.
Yes, we had one, and then it was
Right. Stop kicking the man when he's down, Gary. That was not needed.
You know what, Gary? That new job is getting to your head.
Get it out. Got a bit big headed now. Yeah.
Yeah. The red cards were deserving, in my opinion. So I'm not really mad at that. But Aston Villa, it just looked like they were better in the second half too. Just kind of like our game. Fulham looked good in the first few minutes, but then like at the end, it just seemed like turned it on. Ashton just turned it on. Watkins needed this goal. Diop needed this goal desperately because Watkins has been up and down, I feel like. So this was a good team all around win for Ashton. And Fulham, we knew though, Gary, going in, this was going to be a tight game. And I'm not really surprised, but the red cards I was. But I still think it was a deserving red cards.
Yes, definitely. I mean, the defender, it's one of those last defenders. He's going to pull somebody down. It's inevitably it's going to happen. I think Fulham are going to rue that they let Anders Pereira take that first half penalty because shockingly bad. Overthought it. Literally one of those classic overthink it. Try and do too many stutter steps. Trying to make it all fans. Just it annoys me when you see. And then I get players have their processes and players have the way they take penalties, but if you overdo the penalty, really exaggerate the run up and all that sort of stuff, you're building in more chances of something to go wrong and to overthink it and whatever else.
Yeah, and I feel like you're giving the crowd just an excuse to get on you if it doesn't work as well, right?
If it doesn't work, if it works, I'm sure it looks great, but that's why Salah's penalties against Salah against Chelsea. He has his process, but it's not exaggerated. It's like a couple of steps to the right, run in, belt it. It's done, right? It's not this half stutter, little shimmy steps and whatever else trying to psych out the goalkeeper. And this is what that was. He thought he'd got away with it and then just rolls it into let the keeper dive on it. It's horrible. The other red card, I mean, you can't really argue with it, right? It was just football. It was going to happen to a red and yellow. You get out. I mean, the game was done as well. That's probably what's going to be more frustrating for the manager.
Yeah,
that a substitute comes on, gets 2 yellows. It's like, come on. I mean, maybe he's out there trying to make a point and trying to show the manager willing and putting himself about. But you're a substitute and you've got sent off. That's not going to do you any favors in the long run. That kind of thought process. So he's got to sort of wise up a little bit, the youngster. But a totally deserved win for Villa, as you say. Watkins getting his goal. Watkins is also on 5 goals, by the way.
Excellent. It's the day of 5 goal strikers.
5 goal strikers. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this game just feels like it played out as you kind of expect it to. Like I think Fulham are a pretty good team this season. I think they're going to be absolutely fine. Like I'm not remotely worried about them. But I think Villa just have that bit of quality. They're just that bit better. They're kind of at that next stage in their development.
Yeah.
So I feel like this result just kind of makes sense. I can kind of look at it and how the game played out, and I'm kind of like,
comes down to coaching, and right now coaching is just on Villa's side right now.
Yeah,
just
big time.
Bit,
and like I really like Marco Silva. I think he's such an underrated manager. I really like what he's doing. But like you said, Unai Emery, he's just that level above. He's got that experience. He's got that pedigree. He's just a bit of a better coach, and Villa have a bit of a.
He's also been. Silva's only been at Fulham this season? Is this his first year?
I know he's been there a sneaky couple of years. Actually, I want to say he brought them up from the Championship. I think. I think
was just suddenly saying,
kind of
I thought
sneaky long. Because I think they appointed him when they were in the Championship, and I feel like this move has kind of saved his career a little bit. Like obviously at Watford, he was kind of pretty hot property, which obviously then Everton went and got him, and then obviously we all know the kind of poison chalice that Everton have been. So I really, that's what I mean. I think he's been there a sneaky while.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, because I thought, my point there was obviously I thought, Emery's been at Villa now probably about the same length of time, but I thought Silva was like a year behind. So, Emery's been there, has got that team building. He's had the time to mold Villa in that sort of way he wants. And I thought, Marco Silva hasn't been at Fulham just as long, but maybe he has. But obviously, coming up from the Championship is a massive step up for Fulham.
Yeah, it's a different scenario. I think,
it's a different squad, basically. You go out and buy a new one, don't you? Because, the guys that get you out of the Championship are guaranteed to be the team that will get you back in the Championship if you don't change it around. So there you go. Look at that. Emery's actually been at Villa for less time. Oh, there you go.
Well,
puts that idea right in the back window.
Yeah, but that's the thing about this team, though. It's more than just getting the coach. They're buying into what Emery is doing. Like it's I'm used to Villa being a championship team. I'm not used to them being at this high of a level, just like we're seeing Brentford, just like we're seeing Fulham, even Newcastle, even Wolves at a period of time. And even Leicester City. Like this is a team that could compete for the Premier League in the top 7 or 8 for years to come if they keep playing like this.
Yeah.
Like they are in that realm now. In my personal opinion, I think they are.
Yeah, they feel like the perennial European team. They're always going to be in the European mix now. And, maybe in Champions League, maybe Euro League, but they're always going to be there and thereabouts now. So they're going to be in that are they going to make top 4 sort of conversations? And, if they stay there for a couple of years.
That's the thing. We've been predicting it. A lot of people have been predicting it.
And if they stay there a couple of years and start to kind of buy some bigger players and, use the money of that, then, they could be on that right sort of path back to where, Villa, it's been a long time since they've been in that position of, being the biggest team in the city, let alone the biggest, one of the biggest teams in football.
They're on a good trajectory right now, though, and I feel like they seem to be building this team the right way, and they just have a good, stable thing going on. And I feel like especially for a team that's kind of on the rise like this, if you have those years of kind of consolidation that's maybe like a bit disappointing, as long as you're not kind of going backwards and you're happy where you are, then you're still building something to move forward with. So. I really like this. I like this Villa project. I'm kind of excited to see how far they can go.
And
speaking of projects moving forward, look at that. Look at that. Where were you going?
I was going Newcastle Brighton.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Look at those smooth. So it's like we're professional when we've done this before.
Amen to that. I think. Well, I mean, let's just be honest here. Brighton is a top 10, top 12, top 10 team, and they are so sneaky. Like even when you think this team, I did. Brighton is a very. I mean, not only did De Zerbi did great with them, like they are still being Brighton. Like you would think things would have changed, but no, they're continuing to be them, and I'm here for it. Great vacation spot too, by the way. If anyone wants to go on vacation there, but
it's not on the bank holiday weekend because the whole of London descends on Brighton. It's horrible. But
but that's true though. And once again, Danny Welbeck, he just doesn't die.
Welbeck's the difference.
He doesn't die. He just doesn't.
34 years old. He's still
even
got
when
it.
You want him to not die, but you know what I mean. It's like when your career thinks you're going to go down to a championship level. Boom! He's still there. A premier player, and this is the perfect system for him. So it's like if you want to keep betting on someone, just like Moneyball for the Oakland Athletics in baseball, this is Danny Welbeck. It's that guy.
There's it. That's the guy. He's going to get you goals. He's going to get you. Going to run. He's going to do the stuff.
This was
a bad loss for Newcastle at home. 100%. First time they've lost at home since January. it was not good for
It was
them. Not a
disappointing.
great.
They didn't look like Newcastle. I'm just going to
No,
be straight.
they missed a fair few chances. You know, Brighton
Yeah.
defended very well, but
Yeah.
it's just a little bit. Maybe this is Newcastle are paying the price for being successful and having such a well-rounded team of international stars that
Yeah.
playing on a Saturday after an international break is tough for them now, because you've got a lot of players coming back from South America and, you know, Central. You've got a lot of players from all over the world flying back in. They haven't got the time to kind of get the training in, because they'll all have flown back Thursday, Friday, maybe a light training session Friday afternoon, but they're not got anything going. So they're going to have, you know, it's a tough one for the coach and it's a tough one for the team to go back out there and play on a Saturday. And I think that's maybe what it was. You know, you put that down to a little bit of that, and Brighton just being plucky, just being sneaky, just being, you know, that little team that punches probably just slightly above its weight. And you know, you can't ever have an off game. We've said that before. You know, you don't have an off game in the Premier League because you get found out. And I think Newcastle just were a little bit off the pace, and Brighton just stuck the win.
I think they're one of those teams that you can never afford to underestimate them. Like, you know, obviously I don't think many people maybe are underestimating Brighton at this point. Like they've been this team for a good couple of years now, that surely no one is still just rocking up and thinking, oh, it's little Brighton. But you know, they've done it again. They've got a result against Newcastle at Newcastle, which is like, that's a tough place to go. Like that is a tough place to go. One person I do want to give some credits to on the Newcastle side of the ball. Obviously, there's not too much to write home about, but I just want to give massive credits to Anthony Gordon, because I thought when they made this move, I know Chelsea were in for him as well, and I thought that is the biggest waste of money ever. That's just money laundering to get Everton out of a bit of the trouble they're in. I honestly think he's so good. Like, even just like, you know, you see on the highlights and stuff, he is just involved in everything they do. And I really thought when they kind of made that signing, he'd maybe be like a bit part player and just kind of part of the squad. Yeah, I thought, you know, he helped kind of Everton in that relegation battle. I thought that was kind of going to be like, oh, they'll sign him for a lot of money and then give it a couple of years and he'll just be playing in like Serie D or something. You know, you'll just like never
disappear
hear him
somewhere. Play for Galatasaray or Fenerbahce or something like that. Yeah, and that's usually
I'm so impressed with this kid, and I feel like I continue to be like every week. Like, he's just so integral to what Newcastle do. And you know, when you're a team that is as big as Newcastle and they've spent as much money as they do, to have someone homegrown like an Anthony Gordon still right at the center of everything, that's quite nice. I mean, that's a total side note, and you know, probably not needed, but it's just you know,
I expected to see it. Okay, so we're seeing a black and white striped shirt on that hanging rail next week, are we? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, the Anthony Gordon jersey is on order.
It's on order. Here we go.
Oh boy!
And then I suppose we've got to talk game of the week, if you like. Bottom of the table, 6-pointer. You know, Southampton, Leicester City. Southampton go 2-0 up from a 2-0 up at home position, and you lose 3-2. You had a player sent off. Just. I mean, Jamie Vardy's doing Jamie Vardy things, right?
What do I keep telling you, man? This is a different Leicester City team, man. It is.
They just don't want to. They don't know how to lie down, do they?
They don't. This was shitty football. This was nice. Yeah. It was great. I mean, listen, this is what shitty football is supposed to look like, and Leicester City is not a shitty club, but like, they're the team that's up and up. In Southampton, you could tell they're on the down and down, week in and week out. This is to me. I loved every minute of this match.
It was just everything you wanted from a rough and tumble bottom of the table clash. I mean,
it's just had a bit of everything, to be fair. Like, even Gino, I don't know if you're going to get this reference, but Big Roy Cropper, the actor that plays Roy Cropper, was in the crowd shouting, you know, 2-0 up, and you can feel
messed it up, shall we say? Messed it up, shall we say?
So you know, this was just prime Premier League football. Love it. Like, love it.
It's got everything: red card, goals, penalties, last minute heartache, the whole lot. It's what football is all about, especially when you're battling for every single point and scrapping for everything. But it's
maybe that's the.
there you go. That's the trick. Get the set pieces. That's where you need to get it for. But apparently, I'm reading some good stuff about the Fatua. I'm not sure how you say his name. From Leicester, he sounds like a bit of a star. From Abdul Fattah, he sounds like he came on and completely changed the game for Leicester. So one to watch out for. Name to keep an eye on there.
Yeah, I feel
well, Chelsea's going to buy him for.
50, he's probably going to end up. He's probably going to end up on
100 million.
100 million. Throw them at it. Yeah, it's fine, and he'll wear number 278.
And then he'll go back on loan to Leicester.
He'll go back on loan to Leicester, and then he'll become that guy playing in Serie D in like 4 years' time. Yeah,
in the Belgian league that's full of just Chelsea cast-offs.
Right.
Yeah, he'll just go.
Hey, you're here too. Look at that.
Oh, you're here. Yeah.
Vitesse.
We used to train at Cobham. Yeah, basically, it's like that's where the young boys of Burn. That's their training ground. Is Cobham, isn't it? Anyway.
Yeah, it's like it's so great. But moving on though, another shit football. So I think Everton, Ipswich Town. It was boring. I turned it off halfway through.
Yeah.
Good for Everton though. Ipswich, everyone's
not good for Everton.
No, fuck off. Anyway, listen, Ipswich Town, everyone's on the up and up with them, and Everton. I'm like, they can take it day by day, week by week, hour by hour, and they got the job done.
Yeah, Everton are climbing themselves out of the horrible mire they put themselves in at the beginning of the season, which is
that's facts.
Disappointing to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
He is a bit of a dinosaur, but let him die at the end of the season with his Everton team going down. Any opinion?
All right, Matty. What do you think? What do you think?
No, I just think this.
I got to cut off Gary a little bit. So
turning out to be like
on top of the league. I want Everton down.
Right. Go on, Matty.
I just feel like this season's turning out to be so interesting. Obviously, Ipswich and Everton were pretty close in the table. Now, given this win, that does leave Ipswich still winless with Palace, Southampton, and Wolves. If you look at Everton in 16th and Ipswich in 17th, there's already a 4-point gap there. Now, I know we're only 8 games in. Again, there is so much football still to be played. And I am sure those 4 teams that win this, they're going to win a game eventually. I don't think...
It's against each other, if nothing else, right?
Yes, exactly, right. There's at least 6 games per team each season that you're going to be like, right, we can win those. So I'm sure those teams are going to figure out at some point. I don't think we're going to have like another Derby County situation on our hands. I don't think. If Sheffield United of last season can get away with a better point tally, I think these teams should be okay. But at what point do you start getting worried? Like already there's 4 points, and again,
4 points.
One win for one of those teams that brings them straight back up. Okay, fine.
Yep. But
it already feels like Everton are just pulling themselves away. Again, there's so much. Better not. Yeah, exactly. Derby fans need to never forget just how.
Never let Derby forget. Never ever let them forget.
They cannot be allowed to live that down.
But yeah, it is getting. You're right. At 4 points, you think that's 4 points. Only 4 points. It's not too bad. But as you say, that can quickly go to 7. If Everton win their next game. One more win for Everton, and if Ipswich don't pick up a win, and nobody else down there picks up a win, suddenly that's a 7-point gap, and then it's almost like it's now the league is then split into top 4 in a battle for Europe, mid-table, just surviving. And this massive battle for relegation just between those 4, and it's like a mini league.
And it's literally right, boys. Only one of us is staying up, and it's just a dog fight between
those 4. Then which will make for great TV and make for great passion.
Absolutely, but I can't help but feel like the blood pressure of people living in Ipswich, anywhere around the London, Crystal Palace type area, Southampton, and Wolverhampton. Oh boy, the blood pressure.
I feel so bad for Wolves though.
Oh yeah,
because Wolves, man, they've been so close to getting wins and so close to getting points, and they almost got a point against us. Man City snuck the win in 97th, 98th minute. It's just like they are not getting the rub of the green in any way, shape, or form. And it's got to, at some point, you can keep beating your chest and going, "Oh, we're not having any luck," and you're just like, you got to start making your own luck at some point as well, I suppose, right?
Yeah,
I disagree. They deserve misery. Okay, moving on. To Bournemouth and
Wolves don't deserve that.
No, there's just a really annoying guy that really loves the Wolves, and he annoys me. So that's the only reason.
That's tough. So yeah, again, we're talking about that Southampton-Leicester big 6-pointer.
Oh, we'll get to that. But Bournemouth and Arsenal,
mate, my favorite result of the weekend.
Love this result. Beautiful result.
Saliba deserved it all the way. Justin, my man, coming in hot. Ryan Christie at the 79th minute for these guys. I know Saliba had the red card, but this was a good all-around bounce back for Bournemouth. I think this is what they need to get back on track, especially against the team that should maybe even win it all this year. But I think this was to me, it wasn't really like the players. It was an up and down game. It was an up and down. And it's Cinderella story. I love the Bournemouth's coach tactics with this game. I think that's what I was excited about the most. But everything with this game just had a lot of ups and downs, but had us like a really great ending. It was like a book. Yeah. It was like a book.
It's like big thing, a big sort of shock beginning when Saliba, gets absolutely a hospital pass.
Great vacation spot in Bournemouth too, So.
Yeah, beautiful beaches.
Any coastal town, is always nice.
Coastal town. And if you're lucky, you bump into Harry Redknapp take the dogs for a walk on a beach.
You hate what? How could you hate Bournemouth? What have Bournemouth done to offend anyone?
Bournemouth
are the least offensive team.
I mean, how could you hate Bournemouth?
I don't understand why you hate Bournemouth so
Their
much.
stadium is smaller than the Wycombe Wanderers stadium. Other than that, I don't understand how anyone could possibly have beef with Bournemouth. One thing I will say, because I could beef Arsenal to the end of time, don't care. But biggest props this weekend go to the AFC Bournemouth Twitter admin. What an absolute champion. Tim Stillman tweets in with a rather large complaint about Bournemouth, saying, annual complaint that Bournemouth continue to allocate such a tiny amount of tickets to away fans. They were first promoted to the top flight 9 years ago. I understand they have issues expanding their ground, but those should be their issues and not passed on to fans of other clubs. There should be a minimum Premier League away allocation, number, not percentage. Once a team has been in the top flight for at least 3 years, and it should be bigger than the Bournemouth ones is given. Bournemouth admin just says, we're sorry we couldn't host more of you this evening. All the best for the rest of the season. Like, the Bournemouth admin is just cooking.
Just dropping shade.
There was another absolute corker as well. Someone tweeted saying, beefing the Bournemouth Twitter account. And they just said, all in good spirits, all the rest for the best of the season. I love it. It's just classy.
Yeah.
It's classy, but they're cooking.
Cooking them. I mean, it's an interesting saying, though, because they are almost, I mean, they're not, the problem with Bournemouth is, they're not perennial. They're a team that can't bet on being a year-to-year Premier League team just yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, redeveloping that tiny ground or going to a new stadium or whatever else, that's a massive outlay for a club like Bournemouth.
Especially where it is as well. Like, if you've ever been to Bournemouth, it is literally, you're just walking
between the houses.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's no space around it or anything else. So, to redevelop that to the Premier League standard, you'd have to, I don't know, buy loads of people out of their houses and knock it all down and whatever else. It's
beaches. Better.
Okay, I know we talk Premier League football here, and obviously Watford Championship, but the Watford admin, shame on you. Luton, I'm glad you battered them, and the Luton admin clapped back by just tweeting the winning result and then just also tweeting taking in the sights. Haha. Well done, Luton.
Well done.
Bun Watford. Sorry, carry on.
Completely derailed. I can't remember where I was talking about. Redeveloping Bournemouth can't happen because of the size and nature of it. It's one of those nice throwbacks. They've got a tiny ground and whatever else. And I get it. They should probably have got bigger by now. And our away team moaning.
They should. They should have
But-
by now.
I mean, that guy moaning, that there should be a minimum Premier League. There is. It's probably like you must give up 15% of your ground, and that's what Bournemouth do. It's just 15% of Bournemouth's ground is 350 compared to 6,000 at Newcastle or whatever else. It is what it is. Get over it. I mean, stop whinging. You lost. So, I mean, complaining that there's not enough travelling fans, is that the reason you lost? No, of course it's not. Still.
Yeah.
But it's, hey, let's blame the Bournemouth admin rather than our own team shooting themselves in the foot.
Fans wind me up something chronic. Like, not even just because I'm a Chelsea fan. I feel like there's just not a more whiny bunch of people on the internet than Arsenal fans after a loss. Frustrating. Anyway.
Frustrating. Anyway, moving into Sunday's games.
Yeah, well, so moving on to the team that Gary feels very sorry for, and Geno does not.
Absolutely thinks they deserve
Man
everything.
City, I hate you. I hate you, Wolves. I don't care. So here we go. I think Man City. No, this is a good game by Wolves. I will give them their props. They should deserve some props. It's just Man City's been through this before. John Stones has done this a couple times already this season and last season, so I'm not really surprised. It seems like John Stones, even on the international level, even does this. So this is not surprising whatsoever. And then Gravadal has been just on fire lately. I don't know what sparks it right now, but he is continuing to do what he's doing. Wolves had a great game. Man City is just a more experienced team, and this was definitely great coaching on both sides. But Man City just had the better players this time. But even though I still would give the Wolves a pat on the back, even though I hate them.
Yeah.
So.
And
That's
also a little bit.
That's just me, though.
A little bit of controversy as well about the winning goal. Was the Silva standing in an offside position? Was he interfering with play? It's a toughie. You feel for Wolves because it should have. You've seen them given for other teams saying that's offside. You can't score that goal.
Yeah, I think it's. Well, it does feel. I do feel sorry for Wolves in that I feel like they do genuinely play really well, and especially I feel like against the big teams, they seem to kind of turn up to these games and really play up to the occasion. And I just feel like every week it seems like they are on the end of something really contentious. And I know a lot of teams in the league are going to say, "Oh no, like we get all these decisions against us." I just feel like Wolves are always on the end of some absolutely savage stuff.
Yeah.
Like even last season, like the amount of interviews that Gareth O'Neill ended up doing, because he was like, "This is getting silly now," and I just feel like every week Wolves, literally, Peaches. I feel like every week Wolves are just on the end of something absolutely gut wrenching. You're like, how do these people get excited every week for football, knowing that at some point during
some point somebody's going to come along?
West Ham guy on how to get excited about football.
Mate, at least you've won a game this season. You're doing better than Wolves, fella. I'll tell you that. That's tough.
That's true. No, that's true. That's true.
It's tough. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. City are just doing City things, aren't they? Really?
Hanging around, getting the points we need to.
What good teams do? They find a way to win, even if it is, like Alex Ferguson, arguably greatest manager of all time, literally made a career of doing this. Like, there's a reason it's called Fergie time, right? He would always just squeaky bum time would eke out that winning goal somehow from someone you don't really expect. And I feel like John Stones has popped up in some like important moments for City.
Yeah.
He has done some stuff. He has been. Actually, sorry, I have literally just watched while we were talking about it, and Peach is saying you can't be offside and whatever else in the corner, and you can't be, no. But what Bernardo Silva does is a little bit.
It feels very grey area, doesn't it?
It's like, he definitely interferes with the goalkeeper, puts his back into him, leans on him, and then gets out the way. Yeah.
It's probably not illegal, but I don't like it. Yeah, it's.
I think it's absolutely legal.
It is.
It's great.
It feels dirty. I think that's the thing.
I think what Peaches is
this
right
is a good payoff job. I think it was a great.
I think if the Wolves centre forward,
the money was there. The money was there.
Yeah, if the Wolves centre forward did that, would it have been called for offside?
Oh yeah,
no, I agree with you guys. I'm just messing around.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think within the letter of the law, it probably is fine. I think it feels wrong. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
You're right. But anyways, moving on to the games ahead this weekend. Let's start off with Friday. Let's start Friday, October 25th. Forest and Leicester.
Big.
Jeez, this is a tight game. Where is this?
Forest.
Is this away? Is this away or home?
Leicester at home.
Leicester's at home. So it's not a massive journey, though.
Well, the odds are in Forest's favor, though. So, I mean,
is that just because of the position in the league?
38% is Forest right now. 35% is Leicester, and 27% is a draw. So
Stevie Cooper derby, yeah. Oh my god, I forgot.
It really is.
Stevie Cooper, yeah, welcoming back his old team.
Listen. Leicester, I have been preaching Leicester is on the up and up. I do think that they come back from being humbled. I think this is a humbling moment. Forest is going to win 2-0. Boom. 2-0, and the Stevie Cooper. I believe in Forest. They're better away than they are at home. So
yeah, I think they can set themselves. Everyone knows what Leicester are going to do, right? So Forest can set that up, and I think Chris Wood is, he's doing the damage, and he'll cause the Leicester City defense no ends of problems. He probably won't score, but he'll cause enough aggro in that area that he'll free up some space for somebody else, hopefully, to start putting some goals in. But yeah, I see Forest taking this one, just because they're flying high after tonight. Although the short turnaround might not do them any favours, playing Monday and then Friday. That seems a little harsh.
Yeah, I mean, short game weeks are always going to be tough, right? Like, it's always going to be weird in whatever sport. Yeah, fine. I'll play devil's advocate. I reckon Leicester will win 2-1.
Whoa!
But I think it's going to be tight. Like, this could even be like an end-to-end job. I think this could be exciting. James Ward-Prowse is back. Oh, balls.
And Morgan Gibbs-White. So
do you know what? I've said it now. We're rolling with it. 2-1.
All right, we're rolling it. Yeah, we'll call that up.
Big result for Southampton incoming. This could be their third 9-0 in 3 years.
Wait, you think Leicester's still going to win this game?
Yeah, do you know? I've said it. I'm going to commit.
Said it now. He's got to stick with it.
I've said it. Wow. I don't back down. I was still convinced the Chargers were going to win the Super Bowl last year, even when it was only the Chiefs and the 49ers left, mate. I don't back down.
Yeah, and I thought the Jets were going to win the Super Bowl this year. Well,
hell yeah!
Aren't we all stupid this year?
Gentlemen, let's stick to the Premier League before we start the therapy session on American football, because we all need it. We all need it.
Cover the guy that ghosted us last week. Get out of here. Listen, this is what's happening. Nottingham is going to win 2-0. This is what's going to happen.
Right. Cool.
Anyways, move on to the next game. Southampton, Man City.
Southampton.
I'm telling you, mate, their third 9-0 in a couple of years is coming.
Yeah, they're getting.
I think this is I'm probably not 9, but I think this is going to be.
This is 5. This is
one of those.
5 or 6.
This is one of those ones that Matty, you remember.
They're playing their bench players.
Yeah. This is one. Do you remember, Matty, on the teletext or on the video printer, when it would come across in the score line, it would have to be written out just to make sure that everyone heard it correctly. It's one of those where it's like it's going to be a 7 or 8-0. This one is pasting.
Yeah, this is going.
You're right.
This feels like a score line that would fit in with that Boxing Day weekend that gets tweeted out every single year. When was it? Like back in the early 2000s, there was like that Boxing Day that just went absolutely mental, and like every game had like at least 7 goals in it. Yeah, I feel like this is going to get rough. I would love to say it's not Southampton, but obviously this season has not started fantastically, and then but yeah, for this season to be going as is, and then have the league's top scorers not even rock up at your gaff, you've got to go into the.
You've got to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Anyway. Good luck. If you can get out of there without shipping 8 or 9, you've done well. Yeah, but I can't see it. I really can't see it. It's gonna be ugly for them. It's going to be really ugly.
6-0 Man City. Brentford at Ipswich Town. Brentford comfortable win 3-0.
At home. Yeah.
3-0.
Ipswich travelling into the centre. Yeah, I don't see them getting anything out of this game. I give it a 2-0 Brentford.
Cough a little bit, get your words.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I am
I'm
dying. If it weren't for the old mute feature, you kids would have some.
You guys
stuff
would
to listen to, I tell you.
Maddie, what do you think? What do you think?
I keep really wanting to back Ipswich for that first win. Like, I know I did that about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and it's still not happened. I don't think it's going to happen. I feel like Brentford are going to do their classic Brentford of this season and score within like the first 25 seconds, because that just seems to be a thing they just keep doing somehow. And then I feel like they'll just solidify and be happy from there. So, yeah, I can see Brentford a solid 2-0. I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Amen.
I think that's all good. Yeah. Villa Bournemouth.
Wait, what? What about Brighton and Wolves?
No, we get there. I'm just
fine.
He's
Villa.
He's getting creative with it. Who does he think he is?
That's fine.
He's mixing it up a bit.
Go on. Yeah, Villa 3-0. Bournemouth. I'm sorry, man. It's just not. Villa's too good right now, man.
I can't let my Twitter admin down like that. Up the Bournemouth. Again, kind of agree. This just has the same sort of feeling as that Villa Bournemouth game. That's what we're talking about. Villa Fulham game. It just feels like Villa are just going to have that bit too much quality, that bit too much coaching. Not that I don't like what Bournemouth and Iraola are doing, but I just feel like Villa are that step ahead. They've got that quality. They've got that coach. I see Villa being fairly okay with this one.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be a comfortable home win for Villa. Bournemouth got to travel all the way up there. They've got a man down with the red card. It's an easy. This is comfortable. 2 or 3-0. Yeah, easily. I don't think Villa really come out of third gear on this game.
Okay.
Facts. Next.
Now doing it with Brown Wolves. There we go.
Okay, well, let's just be honest here. Brighton is gonna win, but Wolves are gonna make it interesting. It's 2-1 Brighton.
Oh, another 2-1 loss to Brighton. Oh.
But that is the most Wolves result ever.
But Brighton's a great team, but you can win against them. But I just don't think it's gonna happen this game.
No, it's what Wolves do. They will be in it and they will heartbreakingly lose it. It's what they do.
Also, Brighton are 5th in the league right now. And Wolves are last in the league.
Dead last.
Like badly last.
Yeah, they are. They are getting cut adrift at the bottom.
Yeah,
and their goal difference is not great. They are minus 13. I mean, that is not good.
1-1 draw.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to say so, but no.
We're going risque. No, it's probably not.
It won't be. It won't be. It'll be 1-1. It'll be 1-1 to the 94th minute, and then
right.
And then
1-1 to the 94th minute, and then Wolves will somehow lose it 4-1. Yeah, it's that's.
And then Welbeck will come off the bench with an injured back and a Zimmer frame, and still managing to score.
Yeah. Let's be straight. Right. Let's be honest.
Saturday afternoon game: Everton at home to Fulham.
Fulham 3-1. Everton will get a goal, but Fulham will at the end. I would say 60 minutes on, they'll get their couple goals.
Silva coming back to Everton and kicking them while they're down, then, huh?
Well, I mean, Everton will score. I just think Fulham are just. I mean, just look at them in the league ranking right now. I mean,
Fulham are in a much better.
They're they're comfortable. They're right in the middle. I think
they're in a much better position. They got a better squad. I mean, Dyche is doing well to get Everton out of the mire, but
Dyche is the best coach for this Everton team right now. But it's gonna be hard though. It's gonna be a headache. You will get glory for 1 goal this game, but that's you will
get one. You may go 1-0 up, and everyone will be like,
I don't want to play. I want to play now. Boom.
I get bumped straight out. Yeah. Fulham,
I'm just I would agree with this. Like I do want Everton to do well. I know, contrary to Gary's, but just because I do think they're just a big team. They're a Premier League ever present, and I would, to be fair, I'd be happy if they finish 17th. I just want them to stay up. I think the league is a better place with Everton in it. But yeah, like we said.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
I think Fulham are just in so much of a better place right now. I feel like their squad just feels better. It feels like maybe not more of a together group, because there is something weird about a relegation dogfight that does really bring a team together. But
Siege mentality kicks in.
I have a lot more faith in Fulham to get the job done here.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Me too. Oh yeah, this is a 3-1. I'm thinking 3-0 Fulham. I don't think Everton get a goal.
Oh wow.
Wow. Okay.
Everybody hurts. All right, Crystal Palace and Tottenham. Yeah, this is comfortable. 5-1. Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
Oh,
I'm pretty confident.
Palace needs to put on stinker alert right now. What is going on?
No, I'm pretty confident in this. They're bottom 3 right now. Tottenham, the way they just obliterated West Ham. I mean, that was a very tough game for both teams that needed to win. And Tottenham they got the job done. Ant did his thing. He did it his way. So this is Crystal Palace. They're in for it. This is a 5-1. 5-1.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just look at Crystal Palace. This team doesn't even want to be there. They don't even want to play.
But looks like they've given up already, don't they? Yeah.
They're in a strange moment right now, aren't they? I feel like ever since they obviously, I feel like the Elise move, he went to Bayern, didn't he? I think that has really hurt them. I feel like they are really struggling to replace his like numbers and contribution to that team. And I do think they probably will end up figuring it out and piecing it together. But again, we're almost a quarter of the way through the season now. Like this is starting to look pretty rough.
Are we already starting? Have we already started with the Palace are too good to go down comments yet? Or is it still too early for that?
You never want to fall into that trap.
Never want to be seen, do you? You never want to be given that moniker. You're too good to go down. They're not
comfortable with that. They're absolutely.
They absolutely are not at the moment. They are absolute pants, and they are in for another rough ride on Sunday. I don't think it's going to be 5, but I think it's a 3-1 Tottenham, quite comfortable. I think the scoreline possibly flatters Palace by getting a goal.
Yeah, I
agree with Peaches. I agree with Peaches.
Yeah, there's no team's too big to go down there. It's just is a
if you deserve it, you deserve it.
Exactly.
Yeah. It happens. You can't rest on your laurels. Yep.
Yeah, I think Tottenham will win. I think Tottenham will do typical Tottenham and kind of make it like needlessly spicy for themselves and kind of give up maybe like a
do
goal
some Spursy stuff
when there's enough time left that it's not just like a garbage time goal and you're like, this could get kind of weirdly spicy. But yeah, I'm thinking 3-1. Like I feel like Tottenham are going to be comfy, but they'll just make it needlessly uncomfy.
They'll just Spursy it for the last 10 minutes.
They will do Spursy things, but I think they will win this game. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
the big one.
Oh wow!
Oh, West that's right. We found the soundboard.
All right, Maddie. All right, man.
Here we go. West Ham at home. Ten Hag coming to London with his misfit Man United team to the London Stadium.
I'm gonna make this short and sweet. It's gonna be the same lineup. It's gonna be the same shit, different day kind of thing. It's gonna be the same everything. We are going to lose. We're gonna lose. Listen, Ten Hag's gonna survive one more week. I don't have confidence in this team right now. I don't have confidence in this team right now. I'm sorry. I am shattered. I can't. If we win this game, I will be a much different tune on Monday. But as of right now that we have Kudos on a red card, Somerville needs to step up. And it's not his fault. He hasn't got enough playing time. So I'm not going to batter him not getting enough playing time. But this is a game where this is going to be a tough game. I think this is going to be 1-0 Man United. I really do. It could have potentially be 2-0. But I'm sorry. If you look at both teams, they've both been playing shitty, but they got a freaking amazing lineup. They do. Great players on Man United, great players here, but it's going to be the battle of who wants it more. And right now, I think Man United coming off the way they're doing is going to want it more.
Oh, Matty, you take it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a.
Thank you, Peaches, for being optimistic. Thank you for that. Anyways, sorry, Maddie. Sorry.
No, mate, you're all good. I just I could also see what Peaches is saying coming out though. Like I don't really have much faith in like either of these teams right now. Like I totally get that, you're not in a good place with West Ham at the moment, and I get that they're giving you more than enough reason for that. But also I don't think there's that much of sim from United that made me think like, yeah, they're just going to get this done. Like, I
Just
feel
going
like
to
this
roll into London
be,
and just turn you over. I don't see it.
Yeah, I feel like this could just be one of those games that's like an absolute slogfest, and like maybe West Ham just go back to doing what West Ham do and just being that really physical team, and maybe they just bully this United team, because I do think this United team is soft, like especially with players like Casemiro not looking like anything what he used to be.
Yeah,
Used to be
Real
this,
Madrid. Yeah,
I mean, he is 79 now, isn't he? So
yeah. I mean,
that's
to
very
be
true.
fair, he's like 60. So,
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have a sneaky feeling that West Ham might walk away from this with something, even if that is just like a draw. I just don't really have faith in like either team in a kind of weird scenario. I kind of feel like this has a draw written all over it. I'm not gonna lie. Just personally, I'm sure, like with most predictions, I'll probably be wrong, but this just has the smell of a draw, and it's probably not even going to be like a good game of football. You know, like I feel like both teams are
it's
going
the
to walk away
last
and be
game
like,
on Man United, isn't it? It's the last game on Match of the Day. It's the so there is one game left. We have to show you it. It's like
yeah, don't worry, the highlights won't be long. We'll just pop it on.
It won't take us long. Yeah.
Yeah, I just have the feeling of a draw. I don't have faith in either team to get the job done.
Everyone thinks it's going to be a draw. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I'll get you. I'll get West Ham sneaking this one 1-0.
Wow. All right.
We've got the full range.
So I got 1-0 Man U. You got West Ham 1-0, and you got a tie.
At least one of us will be correct. This is perfect.
One of us is going to get it right.
I agree with 100%.
But it is on a game on a Sunday when there's four big games. This is the worst of the four. Unfortunately, the two teams that are not in great form, not looking good.
It's bad. All right, so
it's not great.
Which game? Let's go to Chelsea and Newcastle, because that's another 9 a.m. game for me Central Time. Matty, take it away, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is so weird. This is clearly going to be two teams that coming into this game are going to be in need of a bit of a bounce back game, right? Like Newcastle lost at home to Brighton, which again, Brighton are a good team, but with where Newcastle are in their project and where they want to be, that is a game they should be winning. And Chelsea coming off this loss against Liverpool, where, like I've said, we didn't play badly. So they, are we in that mindset of kicking ourselves and be like, we could have won that, or we could have got something from that game? Yeah. I feel like this has the opportunity to be like such a good game, genuinely. And this feels like it might be the kind of game where one of these teams is going to lose, and it won't feel like a deserved loss, right? This feels like it might be a game where both teams kind of go hammer and tongs with this. I am weirdly feeling confident about Chelsea. Like, I feel like Chelsea do feel different this season, and I know for a fact now I've said that we're going down. But yeah, we've already had our last point this season.
You've had it. That's it. You're just literally you're in free for all from this point forward.
I know. I'm not gonna lie. I actually think I think that's the first time I've said I feel confident in Chelsea. And probably
I'm so red right now. And then just we're gonna go down. We're just gonna go down.
Yeah. No, said it. That's it. You're done for.
14, that's not enough for safety, mate. We're finished. We'll end the season on 14 points. We're done. I'm telling you. Yeah, I do feel weirdly confident. I think it's going to be like
hey, DJ.
I can see there.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, thanks, DJ. I can see there being goals in this. Like, I feel like this could end in like 3-2 or like something ridiculous. Where like both teams are just playing really well. Defenses kind of just go to sleep. Again, that's still the one facet of Chelsea's game that I don't entirely trust. Like, I feel like defensively, I'm like, I still don't really know who our centre-back pairing is. I don't really know who our...
Well, neither do your own centre-backs. You've got 68 of them. So.
Got too many of them, mate. Especially, we only play 4 at the back now. Like, when we play 5 at the back, at least there was an excuse to have so many of the guys. Like, now there is no point. Anyway, yeah, I do feel confident about Chelsea having this, but again, I don't think it's going to be comfortable. I feel like we'll do what Chelsea do. We'll make it uncomfortable for us, and it'll be like 3-2, and we'll only win from like a last-minute goal from somebody. Boys, what are you thinking on this? Am I by myself? Where do we see this one go?
Nah, you're absolutely right. It's going to be a tough game no matter what for either team, but I think Chelsea's going to win this. I think when it comes to Newcastle right now, they're trying to find their feet still. Like it was a good couple games, and then all of a sudden, like you could just tell They're struggling for it. Chelsea looks different. Chelsea look calm. They look poised. The young players are coming up. Cole Palmer's in form. It's all about chemistry, and right now Chelsea have that chemistry, and I think they're going to win 2-0.
Like it. Like it.
2-0.
Gary, what were you thinking?
I'm thinking Newcastle don't travel very well. They're sneakily, you look at it and you think they're on a bit of a down. In the last 4 games, they've lost 2, only got 2 points out of the last 4. I think this is comfortable. I think this is comfortable for Chelsea. I got this down like a 3-0. Cole Palmer just takes control.
Oh damn!
Makes it easy.
Oh wow!
For the first time in probably a very long time,
I don't think I've ever been this confident.
Literally, there's a Chelsea clean sweep on the show. What the hell is going on? This is crazy.
2, 3. What was yours?
We'll all get it wrong, and Newcastle will come in and absolutely.
Yeah, that'll happen now. Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-2. I think it's gonna be close, but I think we should get the job done. DJ Neil, I liked you, mate. I can't believe Arsenal bottled it again. Same old Arsenal.
Yeah, I love it.
Same old Arsenal.
Thank you.
Peaches.
Peaches. Absolutely peaches. You're damn right. It's gonna be. We've all doomed it.
Like we're all doomed it.
Probably game of the weekend. Let's be
game of the week. I mean, Arsenal, Liverpool. Woof. Arsenal need to get.
What a slate that is. That's looking tasty.
I mean, as I say, slate on Sunday is amazing, but Arsenal need to get a win after poor show against Bournemouth, as we just said, which just ripped them all apart.
In need of a bounce back game, as we were just talking. Arsenal, if they're serious,
this is not the game. This is not the game they wanted to see on the slate, right? After what happened at Bournemouth, they did not need to see a game like this coming down the line because Liverpool are looking good. Liverpool are ticking. They're not humming, but they're ticking. Arsenal are a bit disjointed.
Yeah. I mean, it's. Wait, I don't think so. No.
Really?
Have Liverpool faced the? No, I thought they have. No.
No, I'll try and remember now. Bear with me.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Yeah, bear with us. I'm looking this up. I'm looking this up.
Chelsea's
Chelsea. Who cares?
Are they just still?
No, they're not. No, they're not.
No, they're not. Behave. Yeah.
I love you. They're not, but I love you.
I didn't think so.
Matty cries.
Chelsea minus Cole Palmer. We are a relegation team. There's not even any doubt.
There's that word again.
Yeah,
unless you want to consider Man United a top team.
No, that'd be daft.
No, I do not.
No.
Not in
right. She's right.
God damn.
I mean, other than
Bournemouth, Ipswich.
Other than Arsenal? No, not Arsenal. No. No. Other than Man United. Wow.
Were they a top half?
Chelsea. Yeah, I guess so. But Man United and Chelsea, that's up and down.
Yeah,
that's up and down. But I think she's right.
Well, Brentford.
Oh, man, Brentford's a top 10. That's more top 10, top 12.
Still top half. I mean, she said top half, right?
Did she say top half or top?
She said top half. Yeah.
Peaches, I'm very quickly going off you.
There you go. There you go.
Also, DJ's an Arsenal fan. I'm quickly going off you. Oh God, it's all going on. It's all kicking off.
It's kicking right off now.
Wow.
Right before I start just falling out with everybody in this room. Gary, how you feeling against Arsenal? What's going on?
Anyway, I think Liverpool put the nail in Arsenal's title contentions and end that. Yeah, I think this is where Arsenal's pretensions to the throne get shown up. They come up against a Liverpool team which is doing enough to get the win, learning the system on the slot, will have the game plan against Arsenal's, possession game. I think this is going to be one of those usual sort of stuff, but I see Liverpool coming out. I think it would go 2-0 up. Arsenal get a goal late on to make it tight, but I think Liverpool run out 2-1 win.
Wow. Okay. Matty, what do you think?
I kind of like it, to be fair. Yeah. The only thing that has me kind of holding back on it is at the Emirates. And I feel like of all the places you would want a bounce back game, it would be at home in front of that Arsenal crowd that they're gonna be on this team's back, right? Like, because obviously this team is,
if they can be bothered making any noise, of course.
of course.
boy.
But you know, this team is, as much as I absolutely despise saying it, they are primed to win something. Like, they just are. They have built a good squad, and yes, that is a big point. There will be no Saliba, which
Thank you,
will be
DJ.
Thank
you, DJ. That's me right there. 2-2.
Right there.
2-2
tie. That's my prediction. 2-2. Go ahead, Matty.
Yeah, that's DJ with his Arsenal red tinted glasses going on there. Quite frankly,
but I agree with his tinted glasses, whatever it is. So
yeah,
me,
I feel like this kind of has a feeling of a draw over it, but I don't know. No, I'm gonna go.
The thing is, I mean, it does have draw. You look at it, you think that's a draw. Top 2 teams, top 2 or 3 teams, that's a draw. But if Liverpool have any ideas and any plans on chasing and keeping ahead of City, they have to be taking points away at the big teams.
Yeah, I think this will be one of those games that if Arsenal win this, that will be a bit of a prove it game for them, and it'll be back on track, and we'll kind of have to keep taking them seriously. I think if Liverpool win this, and if Liverpool win this convincingly, then you have to really take this team seriously. Because I feel like I've kind of been at the point where, okay, you know, there's no way that Arne Slot could come in and do this in his first season. I'm not saying that even if they win this after 9 games, obviously it's not a done deal. Obviously not.
Yeah.
But if you turn up in Arsenal's backyard and do them convincingly, I think then at that point, 9 games, top of the table, have just convincingly beaten one of the contenders. I think at that point you have to be like, we might have to take this team seriously. Yeah. So
yeah, I think you're right, because Liverpool, the top of the table, everyone's like, it's 8 games, whatever else. It's not really kicked in, but yeah, maybe they haven't been tested. They've only played United and Chelsea and Brentford, but they have only let in 3 goals. They have the best defensive record in the league.
It's impressive.
So I don't know. I think if we get 2 goals, then I don't see Arsenal getting 2 against us. They might get 1, but I don't see them getting 2. So I think we're comfortable at 2-0. Arsenal maybe get a Hail Mary late, hair 'em, scare 'em, because we always have those 5 minutes towards the end of a game where we just kind of go, we got this game in the bag, and let's just go and be stupid for 5 minutes. But yeah, I think, as I say, Arsenal's title contentions, because that puts us then 7 points clear of Arsenal.
Cool. Wow. Which, I mean, we're talking
about 4 points at the bottom.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. At what point do you have to start looking at? Because I suppose it's equally hard for those teams on the bottom to pick up points, but also when you get towards those upper echelons and the top teams, it's kind of similar sort of probability that they're going to be dropping. Wrong. It's all wrong.
Yeah, you're right. Because all those top teams are going to be picking up points consistently.
God damn.
You get, Arsenal are already 4 behind. If they lose this game, they're 7 behind Liverpool.
Yeah,
that's a big, big, big points difference at the top of the table. Because don't expect Liverpool to drop that many points to let Arsenal catch up.
No, especially just with how steady you guys have looked. Like, it's not the heavy metal football, I believe Jurgen Klopp referred to it as. It's not that. But I think the fact that he's come in and has just shown he's kind of changed the team. You're so measured now, and like it feels calm, even if you don't have. I feel like sometimes when it was under Jurgen Klopp, it was like, I feel like they kind of need to build up these kind of 3-4 goal banks, because there's always the chance that they might just go a bit too attacking and absolutely fluff it up the other way.
Yeah.
With this Arne Slot team, it just feels calm and composed. And even if the gap is only like a 1-goal advantage, it just feels like, I just don't think they're going to let this go. Like they feel calm.
It feels like we could win games 1-0 now.
Yeah.
and
Whereas
be
before
like, okay,
that was not an option
it
before.
was never an option. It was like,
No.
we need to score 2. We need another goal at least, because there's going to be a moment where somebody just goes, "Woo," or Trent goes wandering, and Trent and Robertson end up in the penalty area of the opposition, and at least one centre half back there. That's the kind of stuff that used to happen.
Mhm.
Now it doesn't. As you say, the measured approach. Build up slowly. If we score 1, with the way the defenders are playing, the way everything is going so well at the back, I think we can be the and just because DJ's in the comments, we can be the 1-0 to the Arsenal. Close games out, win like that, win ugly games 1-0. Just say thank you very much. That'll do. 3 points. Move on.
Yeah. Agreed.
Maybe.
Ooh.
That's
He's not feeling it. He's not feeling it, but he's sticking with the draw. Matty's sticking with the draw. Honestly, I'm gonna go with a Liverpool win. We go top of the table. Thank you very much. Break away almost from the 3rd and 4th position, because obviously City will be winning. We'll be winning. That gap at the top could. Villa need to win. Looking at it, Villa need to win to stay in contention there. I just suddenly looked at that, because if Villa don't win that game, then suddenly we're on 24, City are on 23, Arsenal and Villa are on 17. That's suddenly a bit of a gap.
It's gonna be tasty. It's gonna be tasty, but we'll see. I feel like it's starting to get to that point now where
That's all, folks.
I just feel like it is getting to that point now where like the season's starting to take shape.
Starting to get tasty, isn't it? Starting to get like big points difference, big
the
swings.
matches start to mean a bit more now. I feel like opening games of the season, if you drop a game or you lose a game, or even if you get like blown out in the first game or so, it's okay. It's not ideal, but all right, we're just getting into the season. Now it's starting to, we're getting somewhere now. The games are starting to mean a little bit more. Like, we're heading into the like the cold winter when it's like raining sideways. Like this is when it starts to get serious. Like we're getting somewhere now. Like it's getting exciting.
Unfortunately,
stay tuned.
I know.
Unless of course you support the team in the London Stadium.
Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this episode. Thank you in the comments to DJ and Peaches. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, DJ. Peaches, we love you. Tune in next week around this time again for another hour to 2 hour episode.
Another hour and 30 minutes of
No, this is something like that where we just vent, and thank you for wanting to hear us vent. We love you guys. Ciao.
We love you guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
I'm ready to get hurt again.